A flood in the Louvre damaged about 400 documents in the Library of Egyptian Antiquities. On Wednesday, November 27th, a significant leak flooded the library of the Department of the Egyptian Antiquities at the Louvre. The flood damaged roughly 400 volumes, which some art historians claim are beyond repair. This incident comes on the heels of the jewelry heist at the Louvre, in which thieves stole around $102 million worth of jewels in broad daylight. Francis Steinbuck, deputy administrator of the Louvre, told the French news outlet BFM TV in an interview that their team was working to dehumidify the works page by page. These volumes date from the late 19th century to the early 20th century and are regularly consulted by researchers. Steinbuck emphasized that the situation did not involve the loss of precious works, though he noted the damaged materials were still important. When asked whether the flooding risk had been previously known, Steinbuck said the affected area had already been under consideration for renovation. However, French art historian Didier Regner, who broke the news of the flood on Friday, December 5th, claims that multiple direct requests to protect the specific works had been submitted for years but were denied. He writes that similar requests for the Byzantine and Eastern Christian antiquities were approved. In his article, he asserts that the leaks were well known to Steinbuck, but that preventing them would have been too costly, saying, "The comfort of the president-director of the Louvre, her general administrator, and a few other members of the general management is evidently considered more important than the safety of a scientific library containing rare and highly valuable works." A union for the Ministry of Culture released a statement on social media saying, "The protection of collections and the safety of staff and visitors remain insufficiently guaranteed." Here, safety is mentioned as the flood that affected the Library of Egyptian Antiquities also reached offices as well as electric work, which could have risked a fire. Despite recent calls for funding to protect vulnerable works from known risks such as leaks, the Louvre announced in January a plan for a new entrance, a new room for the Mona Lisa, and other infrastructure changes at an estimated cost of 1.1 billion euros. However, the Court of Audits, the national body responsible for overseeing public spending, criticized the plan, saying that instead a greater focus on essential infrastructure and the protection of collections was needed.